Trial attorney, big case Michael Jaafar is with us. You know, there's that drum beat, Michael, the big drum beat on social media. There's this whole movement to free the Menendez. 35 years is enough. Do you think that has any impact? It had a lot of impact on the prior DA. He actually said it in his press conference because of the Netflix series. He's taken a look at it, which is amazing. But do you think that there's going to be any pressure on this DA or the judge or the governor?
Well, I mean, there's definitely going to be pressure. And it's funny you bring up the Netflix documentary. I remember watching the Netflix documentary a few months ago, and literally I woke up in the morning to a headline that that Gascon had recommended resentencing. So absolutely all this public pressure is going to matter. And when I watched this, when I saw that press conference by the prosecutor today, I thought of like the old Wild West, when the citizenry would become very unruly, and then you'd wake up one day and a new sheriff was in town. And that's where the saying came, there's a new sheriff in town. And that's what I witnessed. That's what I'm feeling by this prosecutor. There's a new sheriff in town. These are political people, right? They're elected. They run for office. The judge is elected, runs for office. The DA is elected, runs for office. And so obviously, people locally asked for a new sheriff to come to town, and the people on the Menendez side, they are wishing that this resentencing motion was argued 12 months ago. These kids would be out of jail quick if it was 12 months ago. So there's a new sheriff in town. He's obviously gonna fight. He's gonna plant his heels, and there's still gonna be public pressure to get him out. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens, but politics is going to really rule the day on this particular thread.
Michael, what do you think? Is just let it be or let him out?
I disagree with my co-panelist. You're going to hate me. You might hate me. I think they should get out. And I'll tell you why. I've long since thought that we go way too far with these sentences, right? Obviously, there's two universes in this case. There's a universe where they're telling the truth about the sexual assault, and there's a universe where they're not telling the truth. Leave it to the parole board. If it's proven that it seems to me like over time, it's becoming more likely that their father was a monster. Now, he's not here to defend himself, so I feel bad saying that because I could be wrong. But if it is true that they were sexually assaulted and they went through all this abuse, I think that they should have a shot after 4 decades in jail. I would say that even if it wasn't for the sexual assault. In other countries, and I'm not comparing our country to other countries, but man, 40 years, 50 years, I mean, we throw people away for like a million years in prison. I think that there should be a shot to get out. I do think that their good behavior in jail should matter. But again, I hate to be the Darth Vader of this panel and say, look, I know that they slaughtered their parents. I think they should have a shot to get out. That's my opinion. Feel free to call me any names. I might even deserve it, Vinny, but I really
there's a lot of people right now cheering you on at home. I see them on social media every day. This one, again, is just like the trial. There was a divide. There's still a divide in this case. All right, think tank staying with us. Let's bring in our think tank. Michael Jaafar still with us. Great to have you here. Jury nullification, you can't argue for it. You can't ask for it. But I would say the biggest fear, and I think Bernard makes a great point, the biggest fear for prosecutors is not having a good idea of who the people are in that jury box. Because if you are a Mangione supporter, you may be a little stealth during the selection process and not be as, I don't know, forthright with all of your views necessarily. Those are the people you have to be careful for. I don't think you can get 12 of them, though, but you could get a sprinkling of them if we have this type of reaction. Michael, your thoughts?
Yeah, you know what, Vinny? This case is going to come down to jury selection. Cases are won and lost in jury selection anyway. And seeing the people screaming in front of the courthouse in his support reminds me that there are a lot of dumb people that walk this earth. Dumb with a capital D. How dumb, in my opinion, can you be to be cheering for somebody if you believe that he committed the murder? I want to be clear. Luigi Mangione is innocent until proven guilty. He gets his day in court. But the people cheering in his favor, we're not cheering because he thinks he's innocent, because they think he's guilty. And they think that he killed somebody that is a CEO of a health insurance company. So, yeah, I mean, it really sucks that we have this many dumb people. And to your point, what if they pollute the jury? What if they get into the jury? What if 3 out of the 12 jurors are as dumb enough to think, I don't care if he committed this murder. I think that my health insurance premiums are too high, and so I think he was helping all of us. It's nuts. So I think that jury selection is going to be this case. At the end of the day, there's no more such thing as jury sequestration in the modern day and era. Everything that happens outside of that courtroom osmosis its way into the courtroom, sequester be damned. So at the end of the day, this is going to be a tough one for prosecutors, but also I don't feel bad for prosecutors because there's a lot of assets they have in this case. If the motions in limine come in their favor, as I think they will be, the case is pretty much, his goose is pretty much cooked. There's really nothing to debate at that point. We're just talking about, is it 1 million years or life death sentence? That's it. That's all we're talking about. If the motions in limine come in their favor, and if it isn't, I mean that would be a shock for the jury to be nullified or to be hung. I mean that would be insane.